blew my mind. I've never seen anyone jump out of A heaven with blast packs and a judge. I mean, the guy was unhinged.
And now we're going to see it everywhere. G2 really picked out on that. But focusing on this one, see those Viper walls running each other onto A. The early control of B long is actually the one that Originals are prioritizing.
TENSTAR still haven't really rotated out of position. Originals trying to cause a little bit of a distraction, get some rotates going, but as they take the teleporter, you can see that they're still sat down with 3 players on this A site. Originals about to run right into them. They're fake, yielding absolutely no results. Nope. And the utility's even slowing them down, my god.
If that nade would have hit on through the door, that would have been massive. Only 40 seconds, and Execute might come anytime soon with all the rotations. Almost all of them from TENSTARs are here.
They decide to rotate back over, split through mid as well, but they're still just getting shut down, running into this stack. And well, that should be the round done.
Wow.
And indeed it is. Nelo closes that one out with 3 kills. The Viper showing up immediately, and 1-0 we go.
That is a great start, but also I feel like Originals was just too slow for what they were trying to do, especially when you take that TP and you want that surprise factor. It's not really a surprise, but it's also because TENSTAR did not allow you to do a fast execute. And I want you to take a look at this and give me your opinion on this, because I think we have not talked about this, you and me. I am a big fan of the Classic. I love the Classics. I think it's extremely OP. What do you think of that?
Right clicks with a Classic? Sign me up, especially defensive side where you can really
Why
take
would
those
I buy
fights.
a Ghost?
Yeah,
Just
exactly. give me shields rather. Give me shields any day of the week.
Good to know we're on the same page. It's gonna be a low buy from Originals. Walking onto Hookah right now. A little bit of utility to clear, get that information on site.
Ninou's in a good position. They're all distracted, but Ninou a little bit passive on this site. Luckily, she'll strike eventually, taking down 2, and the 2 that remain don't stand much of a chance. Nicely cleaned up. They only lose the 1 player. I think that's a pretty acceptable round all in all for TENSTAR.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful and great start from them. Now that we're heading on to the first buy from Originals, what can we expect? You know, before we started with this, we had an interview with Juliano, and she said that they were not really like scared of anyone. They're really confident. I had a chance to speak to John, which is the manager for TENSTAR, and he told me that they do not have a superstar, but they should be scared of them as a team.
That's a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, having someone like your C-Neds and all those kind of guys is always valuable, but...
Oh my!
Oh, wow, Juliano just walked on into the teleporter after the flash came through, catches them off for a double, and sure, she'll fall in the end. But that is insanely aggressive, I have to say. You don't see that when you're against a bonus round all that often.
That decision making, there's no TPs in CS, right?
No.
She perfectly knew how to play around that.
Oh, I mean,
now I understand.
Juliano's been on this game for quite a while, though. Like, a lot of the gals swapped over from CS, I wouldn't say recently, but not that long ago, a couple of months.
Definitely knows her way around.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think it's a testament really to the female scene within Valorant that, you know, you look at North American Valorant and it's all the top CS players have jumped over. In Europe, there's still a CS scene, so not as much, but the female scene in CS has kind of been stagnating for a while. Like, I had heard there were even teams that didn't prac, like that straight up like didn't prac and still went to events that were in the top 10. And so just the drive wasn't there, right? Wow, Kla doing huge damage.
No, this is great. Yeah, it's huge damage. They wanted to go for the hunt, but they've lost so much. I mean, they did get the round and the plan, but still it was a bonus from TENSTAR, and I would say that the outcome is great.
But just on that point, the fact that we've already, I mean, this is the first game changers that we've had. It has been so long that the female scene's kind of being kept up by these tier 3 tournaments here and there, a couple grand on the line, and that was it. And now you see these insanely solid teams come out when they, I'm gonna say they haven't had a scene really over the last year, and yet we still have this level of Valorant in an unfostered scene. That is incredible.
I think, to me, and like from my perspective, coming from Overwatch, that is something that was not even in the question. I know that it's been a big thing in CS and all of that, But I am really happy to be part of Valorant, especially with these things, you know, like seeing that they care about so many things and so many scenes. It gives me a lot of hope.
Most definitely.
You are divided.
Right, give it a few months, see where it ends up. I mean, it's already in a pretty clean spot. Oh, aNNja caught out by Kla yet again. Kla's on fire. Showstopper already online to play with. The Originals could have a bit of trouble pushing into this site now.
Yeah, and I think this is what they meant, what John meant, saying that they should be scared of them as a team. The fact that Kla did not give up her position, just being confident, even getting that. Oh my god, okay. They knew exactly what to do. Oh.
There's a showstopper as well, just confirming the round, leaving Mimi all by her lonesome. Players, I think,
30 seconds left.
Possibly more than the others. Like, the others played together on the Originals for quite a while. But for Mimi, I think she kind of bounced around. She was even on a Copenhagen Flames mixed team a while back. But things didn't go too well with the team overall. It's great to see her here in Valorant as well, putting in the time. I mean, literally everybody over on that Original side I've cast at some point, or I've watched their games in CS for quite a while.
I would actually like to see the replay, and maybe we do not have it because we were just caught up in this conversation, and we saw the Cosmic Divide coming in, but the follow-up was not really there, and I want to know why. Probably it was because of that poison orb, just given the vision. I'm not sure exactly where they were, TENSTAR was positioned, but I'd say it's pretty clean for them. Pretty standard, you know, just using that sky flash on B long, also using the wall, probably just trying to gather that first orb. I think it wasn't the best push, but...
Yeah, just looking at what you're talking about the previous round, obviously TENSTAR had Kla got the kill. They were baiting them back with utility so that no one could push up with, and then they have a nade, they have a showstopper, so rushing through is never really going to be an option. This is clean enough. I think Orgless kind of, Original, sorry. I'm so used to seeing ORG and thinking Orgless. But the Originals had a really tough hand to play against.
I thought it too, I have to say.
Yeah, no, it's natural, right? We had it in VCT for so long. But they've been doing decent. That previous round, not really much that they could do, and now at Classics, you imagine they're just going to get destroyed. It started out decently with a kill for Juliano, but I mean, look, it's Classics. You got to look at Juliano with that Phantom and think a couple of headshots need to be connected before we start believing in this.
They're going to force Media out of her position. And also the Viper Spit, so they're really committed to this eco.
Oh, the slow out of LiriLia, very dangerous. That weapon's going to be dropped. Now we're into a 3v3. They need to be very careful on the TENSTAR side not to let this one slip away. There's 2 rifles to play with and a Viper's Pit. The blind sprays out of Sliicyy, not connecting. If they can just deal with Juliano, it would be perfect, but they can't get the shot off, and eventually it'll be found. Ninou! Almost there for all 3. That could have been massive, but zAAz saves the day and puts 2 on the board for the Originals.
Oh my god, and it was a thrifty, obviously, but the investment was great from them. I was actually thinking that they were going to use that round to actually gather more information on how TENSTAR was planning the map, how the setup was you know, spread through the map. But obviously, once you find the plan and you get the 2 kills, you say like, okay, let's go for it. Also, the timing was slightly against TENSTAR. I would say that probably Sliicyy could have used that flash because she had to gather that info and help her teammates into that Viper's Pit, but she couldn't, just out of time. She had too much pressure on to just use it. Very beautiful round from Originals.
Oh yeah, it was that was gorgeous. Just locking down the site, playing around the Viper's Pit. You have to look at TENSTAR there and think, you know, opportunities were given away. Now they're going to try to make up for it, hiding in the corner. Sliicyy's being checked, but the shot is connected quickly. And the Seekers are going to confirm that they're safe to just back out of long, even taking the orb on their way. And all 3 of those Seekers went into hookah.
Yeah, now they know they have the info. They're going to stop it, though.
Well,
okay.
Looks like it. Sliicyy's just tearing them apart as they go to the site. Now, aNNja has made it in, but they know that. So they're going to be very aware of that push coming through. They've even cleared elbow with the flash. And at this point, it's just stalling out, waiting for what feels like the inevitable.
Yeah, but it is just perfect, the fact that they don't want to push too much. They're showing so much respect, even though if it's a 2v4 situation, they don't want to give up anything. They do have the spike also dropped, so Mimi here. Really hard task. Oh!
I'll give her that. boombots can be incredibly deceiving sometimes. The fact that it actually locks onto you when you step onto the ledge, you can see that scared Mimi. It's a real surprise when you're that high above and it still decides that it's coming for you. 4-2. Either way, that round was a lost one immediately. And we have to look towards that TENSTAR side and say they did a damn good job. In particular, I'm looking at Sliicyy. I don't know how she managed to get a triple out of that.
I mean, the first one we can get, but the response to that, you know, just waiting on that angle, using, as you said, the ultimate to just get out of there, know that it's the B-long, it's going to be safe, gathering the orb, but also stopping everything that's happening. I have to say, I was a big fan of Brimstone on this map, and it stopped for a little while, but I really like the agent, and it's one of the few maps that we actually managed to see him. So I want to see more from it. I think it's very, very valuable.
All in due time. For now, it's going to be a plan coming out of the originals. They've got pistols to play with, and they've seized control of the B side. Honestly, at this point, they're in a pretty good spot to just force those ranged duels. TENSTAR need to be very cautious as they come back in towards the site. They have the nade and the snake bite in towards the back of elbow. That's perfect to just maintain the control. Orbital strike pushes them out of position. I love this. Very calculated. Oh, here's a showstopper, though. That's going to buy a little bit of time, but kills need to be found here by aNNja.
She's going to use it. I mean,
waiting.
before it runs out of... Oh, no.
How did that not hit it? What? It must have went to the other side of the site. They're defusing right now. Haven't got it halfway just yet. The sheriff's out, but not going to find anything. Ninou shutting them down in the end. I love the delay of time there by aNNja, and it very nearly gets them around. Oh, it did! It actually got it for them. I thought they just about had enough time, but they were 0.29 away. What a disaster as the originals get away with a round. And that is, I'm going to say that's all up to aNNja. Because first of all, she showstoppers, then she even stops them defusing by spraying through the smoke.
Oh my god. And even the showstopper not finding the kill. Oh, God, that is so painful. I mean, of course, a lot of respect because you know that these players can hit the shots, but also, is what you said, the moment that you hear the showstopper, what is your response? It's such close range, and you're all so close up together that you can just blow up. Oh, I'd be so mad.
I'll tell you what, Sliicyy's probably kicking herself because I think she started the defuse, almost got it halfway, and then ended up getting pulled off. In fairness, she got spammed twice by a sheriff through the smoke, so she could see death coming, but sometimes it's worth it just to sacrifice your life for it. Try and get it all the way. In the end, time is the biggest enemy of that defensive side over on TENSTAR. They run out of it, and we're now at 4-3. Look at this aggression.
Wow.
They are hungry to fight back into this.
A lot of utility, even through the TP, and we see originals obviously using theirs as well. I love when Valorant said that this is not about utility. That is not that important. We can definitely see that it is. Playing from hookah now. Oof. I don't think they know they're in such a sandwich situation.
Yeah, just getting split on there. aNNja is dealt with eventually. Petra on the side. The snake bite comes in from Juliano. That makes it a little bit easier to take her down. That is devastating.
30 seconds left.
Mimi trying to catch them on the push on through. Ninou's being spotted yet again, but it doesn't do much for them. And somehow these spawn fights just keep on going their way, leaving it all down to Mimi in a 1v4.
Around utility. Jesus Christ, the things that we get to see here. And Mimi again on her own. Is going to finish the deal and is going to be the 5th for TENSTAR. And everything went through what happened on those first 20 seconds, I would say. You know, you want to gain hookah control, but TENSTAR decided that they want to play inside of it. A lot of exchange, and the push comes through, and just the backup was just on time.
Now this has been a sloppy start. Kind of back and forth. We're seeing some mistakes be there. Like Kla being able to solo hold mid up against the originals. That snake bite that just went down. Couple bumps in the road right now, a few hiccups that need to be sorted out, but still the originals are picking up those rounds one at a time. It's been a back and forth affair since we finished out that pistol. The second round after.
It is another eco, so I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't feel extremely safe if I was TENSTAR.
Well, they pushed mid. I mean, versus an eco. That is risky. That is very risky, but their early round aggression's been paying off so far.
And the fact that they have the means to stop the aggression list a little bit. So he's not gonna come in time, but they do want to play the retake. Is this going to be the same again? I'm not ready, Mitch.
Seemed like the rest of the team wanted to play the retake, but Sliicyy thought, no, I'm sending it. Nice little kill on the Petra. Makes it that much easier. And look, aNNja, the only player with a rifle, last alive, tries to flank, but won't get away with it. Defuse easily found, and TENSTAR push up to 6 now. You know, this team coming from Counter-Strike over on the original side, they have so much experience competing at the top level of at least female CS at a high level within the main leagues as well. Making it deep. I mean, some of these players have played in the DreamHacks and stuff as well, right? These are serious competitors, and TENSTAR really coming out of left field on this one to start.
And as we head on to the 10th round, we see that Petra still hasn't found a kill on this map. What I do like seeing here is that Mimi is back to having her ultimate. I was very determinant on that third round, I feel. See if they can pull something, because it looks like they have a favor towards B. And what's going on there? Oh, even the operator with Sage. That could be me.
That's
but never.
Interesting choice, but of course, when you're playing a Sage, you haven't got a jet to work around. Why not? You know, it can go to a lot of people. Back in the day, it used to be Raze day one before. I think I must go back and actually check who was the first person to actively use that like jet operator in an official, because from my memory it was Mixwell, but we had a lot of games that we didn't get to cast back then. So
all of that, the utilities coming down. Oh, but Nelo's going to be the one finding the kill. The rotations are already coming for TENSTAR, but they're gonna allow the plan to happen again. A lot of ultimates on their side.
Yeah, it's always about the retakes for TENSTAR, and they've been clean so far. Kill not even needed with the showstopper as Cloud runs around, fires blindly, gets very close to taking them down. Juliano just about putting up a fight, but Ninou, well done on the side. Oh, no, she's used the Viper's Pit after the defuse came through. I thought the round was done and we could just leave it at that, but Juliano wanted one final attempt, and as she clicks the button to activate her ultimate, that defuse comes through. That's heartbreaking.
Oh, it is. I mean, it would have been an awesome play. And obviously, when things are not going in your favor, you need to try new stuff. You need to try. That's it. And this is probably a tactical pause coming from them, being like, okay, what is happening? What is going on? We need to use our utility for ourselves. That probably she just needs to breathe a little bit after that round. But we're seeing a TENSTAR that really has things under control. And even though they only have 2 people gathering that, guarding that B side, it's enough because they're playing so well with the timing and the rotations, and that we know exactly when and where to wait. We can just allow this to happen because eventually they're gonna come A, you know, eventually.
Yeah. I can understand as well Juliano not popping that Viper's Pit earlier, because as soon as they got the plant in, remember the showstopper was popped. And if you pop a Viper's Pit, when you hear the showstopper on the enemy team, you are just asking to be targeted right away. They are gonna dive on you. So it makes sense. She ran away, hit an elbow, didn't even take damage from the showstopper, killed the player that popped the showstopper. Like, Juliano did a lot right there. And then the timing ruined her, because TENSTAR, having lost a round because there was no time left, they weren't messing around with faking. They were sticking it as soon as they got to that spike.
Let's choke them.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if originals know how inclined is TENSTAR to gather in that Shroud's control. Been pretty standard at the beginning here. It's going to be Lear with the operator choosing this angle. Oh,
tough one. Shot missed now. Getting out of there on top of the wall, wanting to take another shot and staying up there. In fact, almost overstaying her welcome. Juliano will make it out of there without too much damage done, but that was a very, very close shot to taking down the operator on that defensive side. Could have been huge.
Still, we only see sheriffs for originals. Nelo also just popping that snake bite to prevent any pushes forward. And now back from heaven. Just slowly regathering all that space that they gave up. TENSTAR, I mean, besides that one push that we saw on A short, pretty passive.
I sort of agree with this. You know, last time we saw TENSTAR against this kind of buy, they were pushing. They were looking for fights. And Sure, they found the early fights on middle. They won the
30
duels,
seconds
but
left.
that's not always the case. And I like the fact that this time around, they're just letting the clock run down, letting the originals come to them. And with 20 seconds left and a slow put down, this is going to be so hard to even get onto the side.
Yeah, and they also know that at least one of them is coming from the back. They're gonna find one kill. It's gonna be Mimi again on her own. That is going to be it. A lot of time to wait for something that TENSTAR hasn't given you besides that one round that we were mentioning. Probably they were expecting from the same. And I think it's gonna keep being, for this last round, the same coming from them because it's working, so why would you change it?
Yeah, well,
Now, are they going to be as passive as they were this round?
That's where I got to give a lot of props to TENSTAR. And I want to start by just saying the organization of TENSTAR, because myself and Tom were casting the VCT Open Quals, and we got to cover TENSTAR in that. And I came in, obviously not knowing the team, having only heard bits and bobs about them in scrims. I wasn't expecting a lot, and they played incredibly good Valorant. We'll get to that point later because they've just
These
ran
are the
at them.
two first kills for Petra, I think.
I think you might be right, yeah. And she's had a really rough series in general.
Oh, no.
The orbital strike right on top of her just further confirms that. Now down to 30 HP. A little bit of a heal anyways.
See if Mimi's picks, here.
Spike planted.
Timing was terrible. Mimi still gets away with one. Juliano blinded up. Oh, but Sliicyy thinks it was on the scythe. That's a shame. A 3K out of Petra to close the half, and 8-4 we go. But yeah, the thing I want to say about TENSTAR is their scouting and recruitment. They seem to pick up players that aren't on my radar, aren't on the majority of EU people's radars, and build a really, really good team. So I don't know the exact system, but whoever's in charge of recruiting, team building, all that sort of stuff, y'all are killing it on both your teams. They're really good.
Yeah, and the synergies working. I honestly love what I'm seeing. Also, that round we did have a push, and that was the end from them. So probably they would think about it next time. But now moving on to their attack, and a lot about TENSTAR. Let's see if they manage to get this one, because that would be a great pace into getting map one.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by TENSTAR's versatility in that, we saw the early half from them was pretty aggressive. They swap up to a turtled approach up against those pistols. Then they go for aggression in the final round. You're trying to mix it up again. Fair enough.
I love Sliicyy. Going full support. Literally buying every single ability and nothing else.
Throwing them all, but the nade, it doesn't matter. zAAZ is waiting on the other side anyway, so there was no escape. The rest of the team barreling out onto site. No flashes to support, but they found the kill and the plant anyways.
Yeah, and now the rotations are obviously coming from originals. Going to be this. Oof. Is it going to be easy? I don't think so, but obviously they have the means. Oh, the Brainstone smokes. Something that I love to see on the first round.
Yeah, a little bit of investment that can bring you a lot of reward. Looks like I'm jumping out, though. They've reclaimed the site over on the original side. The TENSTAR not letting it slip. 3 versus 2, time ticking away, and that be the biggest enemy of the originals. That or the flank coming out of LiriLia, who's about to destroy them. They were flashed, though. They might not have heard it. Yes, they did. They were fully aware. Pistol. Good shot by zAAZ, but no return on the second. It is 9-4, and TENSTAR steaming into the head.
I honestly, I love the classic. There's nothing else that I can say. I love the fact that TENSTAR is going against the shower control even on that first round. It actually served as a fake for them. They're gonna gain a lot of pressure onto B, and once the spike was down, they could literally just freely pray from long. So beautiful. I mean, did you expect this?
Expect TENSTAR to be 9-4
I know
up,
that they're on like a good shape, and they're actually, I think they're boot camping as well. So shoulder to shoulder, things are easier. But this is great results.
I mean, the reality
even individually, not being scared of finding the duels, going with the plan.
Being able to match up pound for pound with the originals is a feat in and of itself. This is a group of players that have been around for, in the double digits of years for a lot of them. Like, this is anything but an amateur team.
Wow. That nade did a lot of damage.
Hell of a nade.
Only got 1 kill, though, but I mean, more than enough, I'd say.
Cloud, you are sneaky. Look at that. triple out of Clown. You know what? In Counter-Strike, I'd make the argument, I don't really care. It's only pistol, so whatever. That's 3 ult orbs just found by Cloud. Now just 3 away from that showstopper very early on in the half. That's massive.
Yeah, and if she managed to find an early kill, grab an orb, because they're prioritizing them a lot, at least they're gonna go and fight for one of them in every single round, as we're seeing from them. It could be the difference maker in this bonus round. I'm really eager to see what Originals do here, because this is the most important round for them so far. We've seen a TENSTAR that knows exactly what they want to do. They know how to gather the control. They know where they want to and how much do they want to spend on taking it. And as this triple push is going to come through B long, we're going to get showers again.
As I said, massive respect for this organization at TENSTAR, the support teams that they must have to keep building these very just well-oiled machines of teams is beyond me.
Still no rotations. Well, the first one's coming.
Wow. That was
1 for 1, I'd say that's worth.
Interesting push through the Viper roll. aNNja getting herself into a really good position now.
That's very smart.
They might not expect her to be here at this stage. It looks like being at least conscious of the push coming out. The Tiger spots no one, but aNNja is fully aware that this player is in the corner. So easy. Shutting her down as she comes around. Petra gonna be dealt with, but Sliicyyy's trapped. Her teammate needs to be quick. LiriLia coming up behind. Sliicyy does so much work. That defuse underway now, and unfortunately, the Spectre does her dirty on that one. Not able to find the kill. And Mimi's, let's say she's happy about that one.
I mean, Mimi's doing a great job for her team. We saw him obviously in some rounds being the last one alive. She's also playing the Astra, so it's something that we can expect. Even with that, it was a bonus where you get the plant, you get 3 down, so I'd say that's even good for TENSTAR. Again, the movement was very smart. aNNja was obviously, I mean, when you have that spotted, you have to go for the kill. You can pre-fire obviously because you know that it's there. Something that Originals needed. They're gonna go for that B long push again because it didn't mean anything last round. So probably capitalizing on that one now.
Deep flash gives away. There's some players here. I like that. Somehow they get both kills in return. They literally had X-ray vision.
I did not expect that.
They saw them through. The bullets somehow didn't connect, and well, they just followed the tracers right back into the smoke. Oh, not another one. Mimi lit to 80 on the way back to site. This is a disaster for the Originals.
It's not only that, it's going to translate into so many ults for next round. It's going to be even harder. And now that Mimi's been spotted, oh god.
Well, the wall up above, I like this. LiriLia in a good position to actually take this fight. Mimi dropped down to just 2 health. And no heals possible for her at this point.
Oh, Nelo. She got caught up in the middle of sneaky push in a little bit of a DVP here.
But they were going back to A on the back of that. Now they've decided that it's a full B commit.
But Juliano's walked back. And now they do know the positioning of the 2 defenders onto B.
Spike planted. Time's gonna start ticking away. Originals need to make a move. And with Mimi being this low, oh, the timing could be huge. They're stepping forward.
Can't breathe.
Ninou's about to come around the corner. No one's looking. And there it is.
Wow.
A shutdown with Kla finding a triple. Showstoppers online. And Kla's being phenomenal. Let's just, I suppose we're going to pull up the scoreboard. There we go. 24-6.
Wow.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
And forces always remember the Baptios. I want to see the replay. I hope that we have the beginning of the round, because obviously this micro does not go according to plan, and it's not only the fact that Petra doesn't find the kill, which is, I mean, LiriLia was pretty well spotted, so that was surprising to me. But the response is, I mean, I don't think that Originals are going to do that again. I don't know how much info TENSTAR had onto that, because the outcome was great for them.
Well, that's not a great
You literally
start.
caster cursed it again. You mentioned Kla, she dies.
That's my bad. You know what, TENSTAR? I'll take the blame for that one. That's definitely on me. It's Pistols taking her down. To weapon be retrieved. I mean, good start. What's in it? Originals
again,
really
going for the orb. I
mean, the thing that surprised me the most, the fact that they've invested so heavily. They're really going for it. At 11-5, I suppose.
I mean,
why not?
Yeah. Also, look at that Viper wall from Originals. That is a lot of pressure.
You don't see it every day, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Prepare for help.
Oh.
Orbital strike. No, you're not safe.
Yeah.
You're not safe.
Yep. aNNja, you thought you might be, but no.
There was no way for her to get out of there unless she just blast packed into the open and then probably dead anyways. Sliicyy shutting them down on backside. And now it's left down to just two. The Originals in a lot of trouble here on Bind. Petra picks up a kill. There's still plenty more to be found, and Petra is now just 11 HP. Her final recon thrown out, knowing that she was soon to be dead. Juliano follows suit. 4K
this is a
out of
second
Sliicyy.
4K for Sliicyy. First one was on to B, and this is exactly what I wanted from the teams. You know that you have the orbital strike. Even though you won one, how can you capitalize on that? Where is the easiest push? You cannot go back to B and regain all the control that you lost just by not having presence at the beginning of the round. So what do? You're just gonna use it onto you. And it's just so well played and so smart. You only need the Viper wall. You can use it's a perfect usage of the utility. They can start this round with the showstopper. They're gonna go for that connection for the crossfire onto B long. Because I mean, if they go in with the showstopper onto B, this is it.
Yeah, it feels like Originals are kind of out of ideas, but luckily that Viper's pick gives them an opportunity to go for early aggression. Taking down Nelo. See what else they can do. They've got full control over A, at least.
5 ultimates.
That's the problem. The showstopper's what I'm looking at, though, over on the attacking side.
Yeah.
It's Kla. If Kla can open this one up, she might take the ability for any sort of ult reaction out of the game completely. You guys are going to take the teleporter. Moving all the way around to the A site. Showstopper popped. Here comes aNNja looking for a victim, but no one's going to be found. And Ninou's just willing to run that clock down.
No, he has the spike and he has to come out. And he doesn't trust, though. Oh, and he's able to get out of it.
Yeah, just waiting for that showstopper to activate, making sure he didn't get caught by it on the way through. Now's the time where Kla can try to do the same, but with Sliicyy falling, they need someone to step it up. Kla somehow still alive with only 3 HP. She'll be taken down so easily. LiriLia picks up a quick kill. The res on mid and the heal possibly to come on through.
30 seconds left.
Oh, she self-healed. Never mind.
Oh, this is just perfect. Again, all the utility. Oh.
Look at the weapons. They're screwed on that one. Hunter's Fury to close out the round. And at least another to be found by the Originals. But 6 more in a row needed to get back into this game. That is a big, big ask. And so far, from what we've seen, it feels almost impossible that TENSTAR don't come out with a lightning round in the next 6.
It's not only that. Look at the money. Okay, they managed to get that round. Gonna see a couple light shields, but he had to use 4 ultimates in order to lock that one down. It scares me, of course, but I mean, there's still a window of improvement, but I'm seeing a TENSTAR that is just too comfortable. Might be a matter of time, and again, they're gonna go for that orb. If Originals allows them to.
It doesn't look like they're going to quite be allowed. That flash, though, the timing, as Sliicyy walks through, she doesn't get blinded up. Huge space claimed. They try to bait them out. I love that cover. I love the fact you've got a player taking the orb, the second looking for them to walk through. They don't get anything for it. They've got to look elsewhere. Kla trying to trade, and it's found successfully. Kla's been so impressive. I'll keep my eye on her moving forward.
Sliicyy as well. Look at all the... She's working with every single timing. Oof. Talking about timing... Still, the spike is moving towards B. Still, not a lot of control coming from TENSTAR. Oh God. Oh
they
God.
Had no idea. Absolutely clueless to the fact that Sliicyy was out on site. That is the freest kill she's ever had. Stun going down, but she's okay. aNNja spraying
timing
away.
Again.
Full rotate. Look at this. There's 3
She knows
players.
every single timing in this world and works around it. She's gone through everything. A stun, a flash, a nade.
There's the Viper's pit. aNNja. Oh, what? That's so nasty. As aNNja goes around the corner, she ends up getting blinded by the pit, but it doesn't matter. Oh my God. 2 quick kills to put them right back in on the board. The Originals just need to take down Nelo, and they'll be still alive in this map, and that they are. Defuse easily going to be found to put 7 on the board.
I mean, I love that round. Still, I wouldn't have... if I was TENSTAR, I mean, of course it was slow, and there's a lot of utility to work around. You cannot ask that much out of Sliicyy, like the fact that she was able to move around the map, just doing whatever. And aNNja here was... Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. Especially when you consider the fact that, as I said, that Viper's Pit was blocking her vision. It was essentially like a little flash for a second as she came around the corner, and they're not able to... Well, they're not facing it, just tucking in, playing a little bit more kind of scared than I would have imagined. I think that happens to teams a lot of the time when they hit that map point. You're like, okay, let's just close it out, and it changes your mentality completely.
Yeah. And we're seeing TENSTAR just going for the stand there when actually a more aggressive and decisive push had worked better for them. Obviously, maybe it wasn't the best buy for Originals. But you're right, they're kind of scared right now because things are just not working as good as they were on the previous rounds. And if they lose this one, I'm not entirely sure, but they might be going into a low buy, and those 6 rounds won't look that far anymore.
Oh yeah, it starts to spiral pretty aggressively at that point. But for now, everything's still under control. It's another buy round out of TENSTAR, and they have really slowed it on this one. Taking the orb early, Juliano wants to peek back in and see if there's someone here. zAAz finds out the hard way there is, and they're still looking to fight. Juliano caught now up close by that flash. Oh, Ninou swapping weapons! It's a free kill for Juliano, and as she tries to run away, she'll be caught. Sliicyy traded out afterwards. What is going on? LiriLia trades it in, and the plant can now be found. A 2 versus 2 for TENSTAR. Absolutely ludicrous. Oh god, don't plant there, Nelo. I'm pretty sure they can see your feet. It doesn't matter. She's just baiting them out into the open, leaving Mimi to try and clutch this one.
Again, Mimi on her... Oh no, my god! She's probably gonna...
That's so unfortunate.